welcome everyone. Welcome back to the Overlanding Newbie. This is episode 13, and today I just wanted to do a super quick one about personal protection while out on the trail. Depending on where you're at, you could have wildlife, you could have human life that can potentially pose a threat to you while you're out on the trail, either by yourself or very isolated. So I think it's really important to be cautious, careful, and always aware of your surroundings when you're out in the wild. Again, me being the newbie, I had to go out and do a ton of research on this myself, and I just thought I'd just kind of throw it all together in a quick video for you and maybe save you some time doing some of your own research. However, always still do your own research, especially when we start to talk about the things we're going to talk about today. So I want to kind of work in reverse order of personal protection. So for me, personal protection was mainly about wildlife and human life second. So for me, where I'm at, I have bears and mountain lions. Black bears and mountain lions are the two things that I'm most concerned with. So I will always start, my first layer of protection is bear horns. Loud noise, anytime that you can make noise, bears and most wildlife are going to tend to avoid the area that you're in, especially bears. They're pretty solitary animals. They don't want to be around humans. So most bear attacks happen when humans startle or spook a bear while out hiking or things like that. So if you're at camp and making a bunch of noise, most likely you're not going to have any problems with bears. But a lot of noise, banging pots together, bear horns, things like this are definitely useful. I keep one in my tent and I keep one out on the deck of the trailer so that I've always got one nearby me. When I'm out hiking or also on the deck of the trailer, I will keep bear spray. This stuff is incredibly strong and it really, really does work. A bear is not going to want to mess with you when its eyes are burning and it cannot see. Unfortunately, I hate to talk about doing harm to animals, but if it did come to it, I'd rather spray a bear than shoot a bear. So these shoot anywhere between 10 and 30 feet, so you can very quickly get it out, spray it. So if the bear's not responding to, the wildlife's not responding to a lot of noise and continues to advance on you, you can definitely use this as a second option. Third option is a firearm. I'll tell you, as a newbie, I started doing my research on firearms, and it's a massive rabbit hole. I was really looking for that perfect gun that was going to be perfect wildlife protection, human protection. There's so many variables to take into consideration, and there just is no perfect gun. I'll tell you, I was originally leaning with a 45 ACP, but as I did research on that particular weapon, the velocity of the bullet, while a very big bullet and it packs a big punch, the velocity of the bullet sometimes can not be strong enough to penetrate bear's fur or an animal's fur. So then you go to the other end of the spectrum with, say, a 9mm. And a 9mm will have definitely the velocity, but doesn't pack the punch. I ended up settling on the Glock 23. It's a 40 caliber, so not quite as big as the 45, but not as small as the 9mm. It has about 1,000 foot per second velocity at the muzzle, and even higher than that actually on the higher velocity bullets, around 1,100, and then can have about a 500 foot-pound power at the muzzle velocity on some of the higher powers. So I ended up opting with this. I pack it with alternating bullets. I go hollow point and then I go full metal jacket, so that if the hollow points are having trouble penetrating, I know I can get penetration with the full metal jackets as well. So that's what I keep on hand. I'm not going to go into politics of guns. I'm not going to go into gun laws, because depending where you're watching this, they're all going to be different. I just tell you, do a ton of research, find out what's best for you. Glock makes multiple different 40 calibers, and I ended up going with the 23, just a little bit more compact and my wife's actually going to be shooting it as well, so it actually fit her as well, and real easy to carry on your hip while you're out in the field or around camp. So that was my option. There's a lot of options you can go with. You can go with rifles, you can go with revolvers. I ended up going with the semi-automatic, again looking for that perfect gun. This is my first gun, and I was actually kind of excited to get into shooting, and it's been a lot of fun learning about it and getting out and trying shooting and getting better at it. So a semi-automatic was a little bit more fun for me than a revolver, so that's why I ended up going with the semi-automatic. Plus I can carry more rounds in this than I can in a revolver. So I hope that is informative to you. Again, there's a ton more research that you can do, but I hope that this was a little bit enough to kind of get you going in the right direction when you're doing your own research. Be safe. That is one of the most important things while out on the trail. Can't emphasize that enough. So thanks for coming along for the ride, and we'll see you in the next video.